This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Baruchim Haba and welcome everyone. There's a very interesting mystery at the end of Parshas Noach regarding an individual by the name of YISKAH. Pasuk says, Parak Yud Aleph, Pasuk Chavtes, Vayikach Avraham v'Nachar lohem nashim. Avram and Nachar took wives. Shem Eshes Avram Sarai. The name of the wife of Avram was Sarai. V'Shem Eshes Nachar, and the name of the wife of Nachar was Milcah. So it doesn't identify who Sarai was, who was her father. But it does identify who's Milcah. Milcah is Bas Haran. It doesn't say Sarai was Bas anybody, but it does say Milcah was Bas Haran. And then the pasuk says, and Haran was Avi Milcah v'Avi YISKAH, the father of Milcah and the father of YISKAH. Who is YISKAH? Rashi says YISKAH is Sarai, because YISKAH is not mentioned earlier in this pasuk. Rashi gives three reasons why Sarai was called YISKAH. Firstly, everybody gazed at her. Firstly, because she gazed Beruach HaKodesh. She was Sacha Beruach HaKodesh. And then Shahakol Soichen B'Yafya. Everyone gazed at her beauty. And finally, Rashi says, it's a lashon of Nesichos, a lashon of being a princess. So this is Sarai. So why by Sarai doesn't it say Sarai is Bas Haran? And by Milcah it says that Milcah is Bas Haran. This is the question raised by Reb Simcha Zisel Broida in the Sefer Sam Derech, where he asks, not only is Sarai not traced after Haran, Sarai, it never says that she's related to Lot. Earlier on in Pasuk Chav Zayin it says, V'Haran Hoyled es Lot. What about V'Haran Hoyled es Sarai? No, not in this Pasuk does it say Haran Hoyled es Sarai, not earlier when it says Hoyled es Lot. It's as if Sarai is not related to Haran, not related to Lot. And then later when it says Vayikach Avram es Sarai Ishtoi v'es Lot ben Achiv, it should say Avram took Sarai his wife and Lot her brother. No, Lot ben Achiv, Lot the son of his brother. Why doesn't it say that Lot was Sarai's brother? I would add, even when it says that Haran was Avi Milcah v'Avi YISKAH, so it doesn't say she was his daughter, but it says he was the father. It doesn't even call her Sarai. It calls her a different name, as if you want to connect Sarai to Haran, the only way to connect it is we're going to give her a different name. And I think the question is part of the answer is the question. Yes, the Torah is covering up the fact that there's a connection between Sarai and Haran. The same way, there's an idea that we say Terach died, even though Rashi says he didn't die yet. But we need to create this disconnect between Avraham and the earlier generations. Avraham is beginning a new nation, no connection to earlier generations. There's an idea that that's why the Rebbeinu Shalom was Kavash Mayanai. The Rebbeinu Shalom stopped up his ability to procreate, so that when he does, it would be a Beria Chadasha. And therefore it says Terach died. So too, the Torah says, Vayamas Haran al pnei Terach achiv. Haran died. But moreover, when it comes to Sarah's lineage, it is as if she is not connected whatsoever to Haran. She's not connected to Haran. So Avram takes Sarai Ishtoi, but not Sarah ben Haran, Bas Haran. And he takes Lot, but Lot is not the brother of Sarai. There's a disconnect between Abraham and Terach, between Sarah and her family, and this was necessary in order to start Klal Yisrael from a new lineage. It's interesting, the Hafla points out on the Pasuk, V'shem Eshes Nachar Milcah, Bas Haran, Avi Milcah, Avi YISKAH, that there's repetition here because it says Milcah is Bas Haran, and then it says Avi Milcah. Milcah is Bas Haran, and Haran is the father of Milcah. That's repetitious. So the Hafla explains, similar to what we have in Parshas Yisro, where first Moshe Rabbeinu was miskabed in Yisro, that Yisro was his father-in-law, but when Moshe became greater, we find just the opposite. Yisro was miskabed, that he was the father-in-law. So first, Moshe Rabbeinu is called the son-in-law of Yisro, and then it says Yisro is Chosein Moshe. Or we find in Mishnah, at the end of Shabbos, a story about the father of Rabbi Tzadok, or Avuha de Shmuel. So in the beginning, the yichos of Milcah was Milcah Bas Haran. Her greatness was, she was Bas Haran. Milcah Bas Haran. But when Milcah became greater, she became, Haran was Miskaved Ba Avi Milcah. So according to the Hafla, perhaps we could suggest that it says Milcah Bas Haran, because at first Milcah was Miskabed in Haran, but we're not going to say the same thing about Sarah. Could be Sarah at no point in time was Miskabed, that she was Bas Haran. So it leaves that out, that Sarai was Bas Haran. Only when it comes to Avi Milcah, when it comes to Haran, Haran in fact was Miskabed, that he was Avi YISKAH, but never was Sarai Miskabed, that she was Bas Haran. Wishing everyone a wonderful day.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.